Welcome to a little tea time.
Y'all ready?
Welcome to a little tea time.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to a little tea time.
Who listening?
Welcome to a little tea time.
All right.
Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little tea time. Welcome to a little tea time.
All right, you guys. All right. It is that time again. Welcome to a little tea time, y'all. I am your host, Jarek, aka Jarius D, your favorite author's favorite published author. And I want to welcome you guys to a little tea time tonight. Home of the Bigelow Perfect Peach. Gotta send a shout out to Bigelow Perfect Peach. And send a shout out to Gina Steema team. Hey Gina Steema, thank you for such a delicious tea. Gotta definitely send a shout out to Rockaware. I want y'all to catch this. Can y'all see this right here? Y'all see what I'm wearing rocking tonight? That's a little Rockaware. My bro lent me his coat, so I wanted to rock this on my show tonight. Shout out to Jay-Z with Rockaware and Rockaware Nation for the coat. Feeling real jazzy tonight. Really just trying to stay warm because it's gonna be a real cold night, y'all. So let's get into the tea. Are y'all ready? Y'all ready for the tea today? Okay, so we are still in the middle of Black History Month, so happy Black History Month, Queen Brothers and Queen Sisters. Y'all adjust your crown. Adjust those crowns tonight. In honor of Black History Month, the song of the month is still by Stop the Violence Movement. And the song is what you might ask. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. So y'all get on YouTube, type in Stop the Violence Movement, and check out Self-Destruction. Still, February is also Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, and I am going to be interviewing my friend and sister, Miss Jidejrdra Williams, on the topic tonight, so stay tuned, you guys. And I see she's already on the live, so hey, JD, welcome in, Queen Sister. I cannot wait to get you in, and we can talk more about your topic tonight. So, the word of the day is... Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Humectant. Humectant. Humectant is from the late 19th century. I do not have its part of speech tonight. And it is a substance, especially a skin lotion or food additive used to reduce the loss of moisture. So y'all keep that in mind while you're eating your delicious foods. Humectant. Check it out. Y'all get into it. Gotta send a shout out to Miss Adriana Harvey with Lucky for You, baby. I did a reel with her music because I was working to her music last night, so had to definitely do a reel with it. And I wanted to continue to shout you out, Miss Adriana, Queen Sister. I'm loving the song. I love what you're doing, and thank you for doing a little tea time and letting us have the exclusive here with your music. Gotta definitely send a shout out to the Critical Mass exhibition opening here in Shreveport, Louisiana with Art Space with SHRAC, the Shreveport Region's Art Council. Y'all get down there to Art Space. You still have time to go and check out the exhibit. March 18th is the final day, so you guys definitely would love to get on down there and get out there and check out the work for sure. And you'll get to see the prize winners, Miss Deborah Robertson and Mr. Gennaro Kylie Smith, both winning the $2,000 prizes for their works. So y'all can definitely check those out. Get on down there to Art Space in downtown Shreveport on Texas Street and check it out, people. Hurry up. Hurry up. Gotta also send a shout out to Miss Sherry Gray of Lumpy Grits Artistry with the Ratchet City Blues documentary coming soon. You guys, I'm very excited about this work. Again, having the opportunity to be a working artist with Miss Jidejrdra on this particular film that we're going to be doing, this documentary. So shout you out again, Miss Sherry Gray. Gotta send a shout out to the business warming event coming up February the 27th. If you have not registered yet with Miss Dorian Ford, you guys definitely want to contact Miss Dorian Ford. And please, ma'am, please, sir, get registered for the business warming event coming up soon. Um, Courtesy of the Office Hub, they have a event coming up also. The Bourbon Business Money and Mimosas event is coming up March the 10th at the Office Hub building in downtown Shreveport, 331 Milam Street, Suite 200, with special guests, social pal Cal, Miss Callie Combs, and published author Mr. Pat Brown. So you guys definitely want to start getting yourself prepared for those events. You can I already shared their actual flyer to my page. So if y'all are looking to register for the event, it's up on my Facebook page. And definitely want to get registered for that. Y'all go and check out my impromptu performance at Rhino Coffee. It's up there on my Facebook page. So if y'all have not seen it yet, it's definitely up there for you guys to go and check it out. Stay tuned for upcoming shows with a Little Tea Time. I'm not going to spill any tea yet on who the next guest is going to be, but we're definitely going to be getting geared up for next week with next week's guest. Definitely would love you guys to get down to the downtown Shreveport Art Walk, March the 4th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Definitely I'm looking forward to this event. So you guys, please, 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 ma'am, please, sir, any artists, you guys register for the event. Shout out to DJ Trey and the Top of the Boots Q's hosting the Blackout Masquerade Scholarship Fundraiser coming up March the 5th in Arcadia, Louisiana. I am still promoting you guys on my show here on the Little Tea Time, so definitely want to continue to shout you guys out and congratulate you guys on all the hard work. February the 22nd, I will be a vendor down at the Brokowski Bridge lighting event brought to you by the Shreveport Region's Arts Council from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. You guys come on out to the red light district to the bridge lighting and have some fun with us. I have books for sale. I will be doing autographs. I'll be taking pictures. You guys come on out and hang out with us. Okay. Got to send a shout out to Millennium Studios opening back up in downtown Shreveport. Congratulations to y'all again, because I actually want to see about getting a little tea time down in the Millennium Studios. So, hey, anyone over at Millennium Studios, hey, hit your boy up and let's see if we can work something out. Got to send a congratulations to Dennis Allen, the new coach of the New Orleans Saints. Congratulations to you. Gotta definitely shout out Miss Jennifer Lopez again, promoting her film Marry Me. Hey Jennifer, I've been seeing you in these commercials that you're doing. You and Lindsay Lohan. Yeah, I'm feeling what y'all are doing, and gotta send a shout out to you guys. So hey, shout y'all out tonight. Did y'all see Remy Ma and Fat Joe on Wendy Williams last week as her host? I'm going to continue to shout them out because I enjoyed them hosting her show. So gotta definitely shout them out again. Um, did y'all see Tyler Perry this morning on Good Morning America? Yeah, I got up at 7 a.m. just so I can see him promote his new film. It's coming to Netflix. Mother's Homecoming. It's coming soon, you guys. So y'all get your Netflix accounts queued up for Tyler Perry's new film, Mother's Homecoming. Got to send a shout out to Miss Dolly Parton and Dollyland with scholarships for her staff. Got to send a shout out to Gary Chambers Jr. with his campaign ads. Got to send a shout out to Mr. Jordan Pym with his new film. Nope. Love how they created the film reel for it, and I love the commercial that they shot for it. So I'm definitely looking forward to the new film. Got to send a shout out to Mr. Bobby Huntley winning the Orlando Urban Film Festival with his film Connect. So shout out to you, Mr. Bobby Huntley. Got to send a shout out to Miss Karen Parsons, aka Miss Hilary Banks, with her new children's book, Saving the Day. Got to send a shout out to Mr. Will Smith, bringing back the Fresh Prince of Bel Air with the new drama series Bel Air. Um, Definitely want to send a shout out to my girl Lisette Atun Rain and her new book of poetry, A Poetic Guide to Spiritual Awakening. So congratulations to you, Lisette, my darling sister, and I wish you all the success. You guys, definitely want to get you guys to get over to SaucySoniaSpices.com and use my coupon code Good Eats Jerry and receive 5% off of your purchase when you shop at SaucySoniaSpices.com. If y'all been noticing, she's been posting new footage and new pictures and new videos on her TikToks and her Instagram and her Facebook accounts. So y'all get into Saucy Sonia Spices and use that coupon code Good Eats Jerry. The flyer is up on my Facebook and my Instagram page, so y'all can definitely get into it. So check it out. Got to do my birthday shout outs for today. My Facebook followers who are celebrating birthdays today. Happy birthday to Mr. Kendrick Robertson. Happy birthday to Miss Remy Snow. And I got to send a birthday shout out to one of my favorite people. I have not spoken to her in a while, but I miss you and I love you so much. Shout out to my cousin, Miss Bird. We call her Bird. She know who she is. She is also a Megan Thee Stallion lookalike. I'm gonna call her my Megan Thee Stallion lookalike because she does give me Megan Thee Stallion looks. So, hey, Tori, aka Bird, I love you, cuz. Happy birthday to you. That 35 looks good on you, girl. It looks good. Um, on to birthdays, the celebrity birthdays. So I can shout out these celebrities celebrate birthdays today. Hey, so all my Facebook followers who celebrate birthdays today, y'all are in really great company. Happy birthday to basketball legend Michael Jordan. Salute you. Shout out and happy birthday to Mr. Ed Sheeran. I love your music, Ed. Happy birthday to Miss Paris Hilton. Happy birthday to Mr. Billy Joel Armstrong. Happy birthday to Mr. Joseph Gordon Levitt. Happy birthday to Miss Denise Richards. Happy birthday to Larry the Cable Guy. Larry the Cable Guy. Larry the Cable Guy. Get her done. Larry the Cable Guy. So happy birthday to you. Dominic Parcell, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Mr. Michael Bay. Happy birthday to Mr. Jim Brown. Y'all know who Jim Brown is. Get into it. And happy birthday to Miss Becky Nicholson. Now that I have spilt my tea for tonight, I'm very excited about us talking about um, teen dating violence awareness with my guest, Miss Jidejrdra Williams. Hey, Jidejrdra, I am going to get you in, and we are going to start this conversation that is so important tonight for the month of February. So I'm about to tag you in, and I can get into my delicious tea. Welcome. How are you tonight?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing good. So first of all, got a snaps. Love the hair. Love the
Thank
shirt.
you.
Love the earrings. Love the energy for tonight. You look spectacular, sister.
Thank you. Let me see your earrings.
I
Oh,
did. I just all I did was took my gold hoops and my unk hoops, and I just created some. And
oh, I love it. I love it. I love the unks.
thank
Hey,
you, thank you so much.
you say what
So,
tea you sipping tonight?
um, always sipping on my Bigelow Perfect Peach. Always, and my Gino C, my tea blend. I always make a blend of these teas, y'all. Like, cause I already got the Gino C, my tea, and it's a lot of tea. So,
Mm-hmm.
Bigelow Peach, that Bigelow Peach is good. Like, I love peaches.
Yeah,
So,
peach is good.
that's yes. But enough about Bigelow and the tea tonight. I wanted to talk with you because tonight is the first night that we're going to be talking about this, and then we'll be also talking about this again. And Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. This is a very important issue. I know that you saw, and it's kind of off topic, but it's on topic. The young man that had the fight in the mall, the white kid and the black kid.
I didn't see it.
Oh, well, we're not gonna get into it, but I will definitely tell
Oh,
you
I
this.
want to hear that. I want to hear about it.
Well, I want to talk about it because it's literally now becoming like a sensation where we saw this white kid was bullying African American children, and the black kid stood up and he was defending another black kid. And so when the fight happens, when the police came up on the scene, they grabbed the black kid, threw him down on the ground, and they arrested him while they set the white kid up in a seat. They didn't restrain him. They didn't handcuff him. Did
No.
nothing to him. The black kid got the knees to the back, the knees to his neck, got the handcuffs on him. Now on a little tea time, I try and keep it positive. I try and spread positive messages, and I try and stay in a positive space. But African American History Month, we still dealing with the same shit. This is a teenage George Floyd. This could have happened,
Right.
and here we are now talking about teen dating violence awareness month. Um, First, let me just ask you, how did you? Because when you see this actual story, you gonna shit. Like, I'm gonna
Okay.
let you know.
I'm gonna check it
Um,
out later.
yeah, and we'll just talk more about it then. But it was absolutely crazy because I don't even want to go into it because it's just absolutely ridiculous. But let's talk more about um what you're doing this month with the Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, because I know this type of information is not stuff that we hear all the time, and it's not something that we don't talk to our children about. And so I've been promoting it on my show, and I'm going to be still promoting this on my show even once we're done, because we want to have these talks with our children. Like, I talk to my brothers, my baby brothers and my baby sisters about stuff like this, but I don't necessarily have the tools and the know-how that you have. So I want you just to elaborate with us on that tonight and just give us just some tea that you have.
Well, I'm gonna start off by introducing myself so everybody know who I am and my purpose.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm Janae, aka Jidejrdra Williams, and I have survived domestic violence and sexual abuse. I have been through child and adulthood abuse on all kind of levels. And it inspired me to create Raise Your Voice. So I am the founder of Raise Your Voice. My purpose is to empower, encourage, and educate and bring awareness to domestic violence and sexual abuse through prevention and providing resources. I help mold into victors, voice to the voiceless,
and aid in their healing and provide them with the necessary tools to thrive and survive life. So this month is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. The color is orange. If y'all didn't know, the color is orange.
Okay.
And join forces with loveisrespect.org. And this year theme is talk about it. Because like you said, we don't talk about it. So this year theme is talk about it. And
Yes.
so talk about it. Go ahead.
I'm listening to you, darling. Go ahead.
Okay, so talk about it is a call to action for young people and those who support them to engage in meaningful conversations about healthy relationships
Mhm.
and navigate what may be unhealthy or even abuse. So when it comes to counselors, teachers, parents, the community in general, we have to be supportive of teens' experiences. We have to be caring, supportive, and real, and non-judgmental when it comes to them, telling us or coming to us about their experience.
Yes.
So let's get into it. So what is dating abuse? You might ask.
Hmm.
It's a pattern of cohesive, intimidating, or manipulative behaviors used to exert power and control over a partner. Dating violence tends to involve a series of abusive behaviors over a course of time. So let's get deeper into this. So
Hmm.
people don't know that dating violence is more common than people think. In fact, one in three teens experience physical, sexual, or emotional abuse before they even become an adult.
Hmm.
And so, with that being said, it'll come from somebody that they're in a relationship because kids they sneak and date, or they start dating at an early age, and then they find themselves, in different situations. And I know
Yes.
each is different, but some people don't allow their kids to date, but of course they go still sneak and do different things. So it's best if they, have those talks with them about things to look out for. What a healthy
Yes.
to make sure that you explain to them at home what a healthy relationship looks like. And then 43% of college women will report experiencing violent or abusive dating relationships. So the different types of abuse are physical abuse, emotional, verbal, sexual, financial, digital, and stalking. It starts real early, y'all. Believe it or not. It starts as early as middle school.
Mm.
Give y'all some typical warning signs of abuse from your partner. I got some little thoughts, yeah.
All right.
So the first one is they check your phone or email or social media accounts without your permission. Red flag. That's a red flag. Another one, putting you down and frequently, especially in front of other people, like calling you out your name, saying you ain't nothing, ain't nobody gonna want you, this and that, just to make you feel bad about yourself.
Hmm.
My next one, they isolate you from friends and family. Can you see that?
Yes. Yes.
Like they isolate you from friends and family, physically, financially, and emotionally.
Yes.
Keep going. Extreme jealousy or insecurity. Red flag. And when you don't know the red flags, you can fall easily to those things.
Hmm.
Explosive outbursts, temper, or mood swings.
Yes.
Is a lot.
Yes.
Any form of physical harm. Slap,
Yeah.
push, kick, big on. It
Yes.
happens when somebody show you who they are, believe them the first time.
That's it.
The next one, possessive or controlling behavior. They telling
Yeah.
you what you can not wear, telling you got to be home by 8 o'clock. You can't go hang out with your friends, different things like that. And the next one is pressuring you or forcing you to have sex. I have been through this. I know what that's like. So those are things to look out for. Those are big red
Okay. So, going deeper into the topic, um, what inspired you to get into it this month to talk more about teen dating violence awareness?
So this month is National Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, and we have joined forces with loveisrespect.org to talk about teen dating violence. And so not only have I been through it, and I feel like our community needs more education about it, but also because it's a national thing. And not only do we need to talk about it in February, we need to talk about it every day or every month because it's happening every day. And
Yes.
as a young teen and as a young adult, I went through some of those things that I mentioned.
Hmm.
So my own personal story and just from doing the work inspires me to continue to talk about it.
Yeah, like growing up, coming from the family that I come from, growing up, that these were not conversations that we had. Um, so I couldn't even recognize what the red flags would have looked like. It wasn't until I started having my own dating experiences that I began to experience what the red flags were. And even now as an adult, we want to try and see those red flags as well. That may not be what it is, or they actually might like me, or and we may be so open and willing to want someone's reciprocation for us that we are willing to bend and break
Right.
ourselves for people who are just as toxic,
Hmm.
and we'll really just try our damnedest to try and make these people respect you and like you for you. But it comes down to you have to like you and you have to respect you first before you expect these people to do that for you first.
Right. And that,
And go ahead, go ahead.
and I was going to add that that also comes with your upbringing and what you received as a child growing up. Like, did you learn what your worth was? Did you see healthy relationships growing up? Did you feel like you was loved, or do you even know what love is? Because love can look different for everybody, for each person. What I think love is may not be what you think love is.
Yeah, like, and my mom, she know I keeps it 100 when I do these shows. But growing up with my family, with my mom, we watched the relationships that my mom was in,
Mm,
and on the surface, everything was okay. But then a fight could happen out of nowhere, and
right,
we would be like, "What happened? Like y'all was just good," but it would be like just holding stuff in and holding stuff in and holding stuff in. That when it would come out, it would be like a hurricane,
mm,
and we would excuse you, it's the team, and we would be standing back like, and so even as we got older, we started mimicking what we saw. And I'm not gonna speak for my brothers or my sisters. I can't speak for them, but I can say when you grow up and you seeing a toxic relationship and you're not seeing what a healthy relationship looks like, you begin to mimic what you see and what you've learned. And me being the person that I am now, I'm still single because I had to finally just figure out, look, I need to see what a healthy relationship looks like. I need to see it. I need to smell it. I need to taste it. I need to feel it. And I need to just really understand it because we don't really get to see that. Like, there are picture perfect shows that show it. But when those cameras go off and you turn that TV off, reality sets in.
right.
I'm
You,
listening. Go ahead.
I said, yeah, that's absolutely true. And then we know TV is not real, so and a lot of times we, like you said, we adapt to our environment. What we see becomes familiar, and that's all we know. And
Mm,
so you easily, if witness domestic violence or any of those things in the home, you can either grow up being abused yourself, become the victim, or you can end up on the other side and being the one who's doing the abusing. So we do, as parents, we have to be very mindful and careful of what we allow our kids to see and witness, and what we show them and what we teach them. And stop saying what goes on in this house, stay in this house.
No. No, and that's a real statement that we actually do really make. And when we make those statements like that, you send your child out to school, and your child just witnessed their parent get beat, and now they going to school and they got to paint a smile on their face, and then somebody will trigger them,
Right.
and these kids go off, and like you'll be like, but you was just cool. But you wouldn't
Right.
even understand, like, no, I just saw my mom get beat up this morning, like right before I left to catch the school bus. So
It. Or kids going to school and they just acting out, period, and the teacher not knowing what's going on, but nobody stopping to ask what's wrong.
yeah, it becomes a cover, like there's, oh, he's just acting out,
Hmm.
or he has anger issues. It becomes a label game, and instead of labeling, we don't want to understand and talk about what's going on,
Right.
because then especially within our community, within Black families, and I say even LGBTQ families, when things like that happen, we run the risk of being separated from our families, children getting tossed into foster care,
Right.
moms or dads getting tossed in prisons.
Right.
We see all of these things, how it breaks down the home. So as a community, we're taught to, like, no, we got to protect our community, but within our own communities, we're killing and hurting ourselves.
Right. That's it. That's it.
So it's a lot to just take in, to know that, like, how do you tell your kid, your teenager, your daughter, your son, about just getting involved with someone, and these kids are now 13 and 14 years old. Now these kids know more than we know. Like,
That's it.
they got more exposure to stuff than we did growing up. So they already see what porn is. They already know more stuff than we could ever teach them, and that we could ever try and tell them. So
Right.
how do you go to your kid and tell your kid, look, I'm your mom, I'm your dad. If you have a problem with your relationship, come talk to me.
Right. But they have to create that atmosphere and make them even feel comfortable in the first place to come to them. If they are talking down about their own, because some people dog their kids out. Like if you're not listening to your kid, you're not, when your kid walk in, you're not asking them how their day was, if something wrong, or you just don't have that open line of communication, and there's no respect there, they ain't gonna respect you, and they ain't gonna come to you and tell you nothing. And then if you got your own going on and they witnessing, they for sure ain't finna come to you and tell you.
No, it's really creates a systematic situation where the circle will continue to go on and on. And the way that life is set up, we want to create healthy human beings who can do something productive in the world. And if we're just sending out torn people and broken people who can't go to their parent and talk to their parent about, well, I think I like this girl, but she always dogging me, or she'll throw food at me. And I don't know if she likes me and she's just throwing food at me to get my attention, or if she's just throwing food at me because she doesn't like me and she's just trying to make me embarrass me in front of other people. Where growing up, we don't see situations like that. Like, I speak to me growing up. When I was in middle school, I was the open gay dude in middle school. So it was open season on me. And I've had dudes that, I'm not gonna say that a lot of dudes messed with me, but there were people who picked at me
Gotcha.
because I was the open gay dude. And how do you go home and tell your mom, like, look, people been fucking with me just because I'm gay?
But
Like, they gonna be like, I couldn't even go and talk to my mom then because we had so much going on in our home when I was growing up. So a lot of that frustration I would put into me singing, or I would write, or I would just paint. So I found places to put the energy. I just never got it out of my head.
right, that's it.
So we want to try and have open lines. Like for me, it's because I don't have kids yet because I'm not geared to function and be a parent because I know the tools that it takes to raise kids. It's not just waking up and come here what you need. No, you gotta nurture them. You have to feed them. You have to educate them. You have to lead them in a way that you want them to go. And with kids, they're already clay doh. They're clay doh. They get molded in every single way by every single thing they see from the time they walk out the door to the time they go to sleep at night. They have been molded in some way. So I understand with what this topic, we have to be very vigilant in wanting to establish those lines of communication. Every parent that's watching this show tonight, I need y'all to like and share these shows. If y'all are watching on Facebook, please share. If y'all are watching on Instagram, please share, because these are the types of conversations that we don't have. And now, like, parenting is getting younger. We're seeing younger kids now becoming parents because they're not having those conversations, because boundaries are not being set, because parents are not saying, look, this person shouldn't be touching you. If they touch you, this is what you need to do.
Right.
And it's an ongoing cycle that if we don't get a hang of it now, we're going to continue to break ourselves.
Absolutely. And it starts with us. It starts at home first.
Yes. Yes, it definitely starts at home because, first of all, we have contact with our children all day.
Hmm.
You have, like, I don't give a damn if your kid don't like to play Scrabble. Sit down, come here, let's play Scrabble.
Right.
Or,
That's it.
or I know you playing your game, but we gonna need you. Let's take an hour away from your game, so let's have a family moment because
Hmm.
you have to create those moments. It's important. Like growing up, I saw this stuff on TV, and then my mom, she was like, she established a day where we would have a family night. And it wasn't a typical family night like we thought it was gonna be. Um, the family night, we were able to say what we wanted,
That's
how
good.
we wanted it. But and it was good, but there were no boundaries. Okay, I see you, Simone. Got to be intentional about your family plan. Yes, I love that. Um, but we would have a family night, and my mom, we would be able to say what we wanted, even if cuss. I'm talking about cussing. Like we were able to verbally communicate what we felt, which was good. But when we started doing that, we started doing that so late, where we was like, we should have been doing this like 10 years ago. Now we starting to do this now. And you got a bunch of people who are already pissed off at one another, and now we up in here trying to have a family moment, and a family moment can turn into a all-out fight. But in it, we have to be able to sit our kids down, especially little boys. Little boys, because girls, we can talk to girls, and girls, they can take the information in. But boys, we do not process information. We do not process information like boys. We have to, with a boy, you got to like write that down on a piece of paper, stick it to the wall. I need you to read this at least 3 times a day so you can
Thank,
get that in.
thank you for that tip because I have 3 boys. So yeah.
Yeah, like because I do my affirmations. My affirmations are up on my wall, and I have to run that every single day so I can reprogram what's going on up here. Hey Simone, I love your comment, Simone. I do. All right, I do exercise with my daughter. See, it's stuff like that. It don't have to be. It doesn't have to be going shopping. It don't have to be um going to the mall. It don't have to be. It can be just something small. It's just having dinner,
Right.
or like y'all can sit down and watch our favorite TV show, and if that TV show touches on something that is important that's going on in y'all's life, when the show's over, sit down and talk about that particular show. How did that affect you? What did they gather from that? Because it's stuff like that where we have to be able, because we learning from every place and everywhere, and we have to be able to, let me just focus in, because if you pay attention to a kid's attention span is short, but when they focus in on something, they focus in.
Right.
Go ahead.
We do movie nights, we do game nights, and we
Mm.
even start with like Bible studies where I found these activities online and we all get to, interact together, and that's been very good, and they've been able, and I can tell that they pay attention to it because when I get ready to ask them the questions that it provides, they be knowing the answers, and then they get to win like little prizes and different stuff, so it'd be cool.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that is so important. Like our generation, we don't have those type of tools. We didn't get those tools. And I miss the fact of like the village. Like I miss the village. I
Right.
miss the village because I wasn't a part of the village, but I miss the village because in that village, someone down that street saw what was going on. They looked out for their kid. Like everybody on the street knew what was going on. Hey Simone, I'm reading your comment again, man. My dad did us like that with Roots, Eve Bayou, The Color Purple. Then he asked us how we felt about it. See, I love that. I love that because he's taught set them down and he's exposed to them to what was going on, preparing them for the real world.
Right. And some people try to shield their kids from the real world, and then they go out into this world and be so lost.
No, and that's a real horrible thing to do to kids. Like that's why we see a lot of PK kids, them preachers kids. Those are the worst kids. Shout out to the pre-Ks, to the PKs, to the preacher kids. But
Yeah,
in
some of them,
my experience in life, I have met some PKs. They
uh,
be they be bad off. I be like, y'all worse than the thugs. They be knowing stuff like I was like, man, I can tell y'all some story about some PK kids, boy. Woo. Mm. But it's stuff like that that is so true. When
right,
we shelter them and we cuddle them, and and you shouldn't watch that, or you shouldn't say that, or you shouldn't listen to that music. They gonna do it when you go to sleep at night.
right.
They gonna sneak out that window and hit the street with their friends. They gonna make it to that party that you told them that they couldn't go to. They gonna wear that outfit that you said they could not wear. They gonna do it anyway.
We are
But
so think that parents are so quick to say don't do this or don't do that, but don't tell them why they shouldn't do it or don't share their experiences of those things and what happened. Like we gotta be real and be open and not be ashamed of what we did.
yes, Simone, how would you feel about coming in on this chat, Simone? Because you really touching in on some things, baby girl, and I'm loving your comments right now. I would love to add you to this feed with us. Simone, how would you feel about coming in on the feed? Um, but yeah, because it was stuff like that. Like our mom, she told us not to do stuff, but she didn't tell us why not to do it. So
Right.
I have to find myself having conversations, and like I was just having a conversation with my baby brother last night, just telling him this particular situation with these teenagers, they hit close to home because I have a little 17-year-old brother.
Uh-huh.
And I told my 17-year-old brother, you got to know how to pick and choose your battles. You have to be able to pick and choose your battles. That's in relationships, that's with friendships, that's within family. You have to be able to choose your battles because you're going to be placed in situations where you got to think on your feet real quick.
Hmm.
And if you're not able to think on your feet real quick, everything can happen right before your eyes. You'll be like, how did that happen?
That's it. So
So
can you? So Simone can come on too. Like three people can be on.
I wanna invite her in because she's definitely bringing in some great points. and I love it what everything that she's saying. I want to see if we can bring Simone in. Simone, if you're still watching, I want to see if we can bring you in on the conversation. If you're still out there, Simone, I'm misspelling her name. That's why I didn't come up when I started typing it in.
I got you. Yeah,
Hey,
I'm cool.
okay. Okay, Simone, I'm finna Simone, send me a request for me to add you to the link, and I'm gonna add you in, Simone, because I love what you're bringing to the conversation right now.
That's my that's my
This
part.
person was able to
All this,
join
yeah.
because of technical. Okay, let me see. Add, add. This person was unable to join because of technical issues. Okay, it looks like Facebook is not gonna let her come in.
Um, because I know we be trying to do the same thing, and it usually just have to be two people. I wonder if I go off and then let her come on. I don't know how that works. And then I don't know, switch back.
I don't want to do that. What we'll do is
Oh,
Simone, just continue to comment in the comments, Simone, and we'll just continue the conversation. Y'all, excuse me, this tea is really good. Um, but it has come down to now where we're not talking to our kids about just domestic violence. Like we're preparing our kids now just for gunshots at school. We preparing our kids to buy guns to be prepared to be a part of the local gang, and
right.
we're not preparing them for that. They're beginning to prepare for that behind our backs. So even now, we see a lot of teen violence where kids are just killing other kids. It's like what's going on? Where are the parents that are having these children that are not talking to their kids? Like we can preach, but we're not talking.
Right. And then you have parents who do what they supposed to, and kids still choose to go their own way and do their own thing.
Right. Right. I can definitely say that coming from my household, we all came from the same rules. We all lived by the same rules, but we all chose to go our own routes. And we're all products of our environment because of the choices that we make. And it's important that we be consistent in just establishing those bonds and those ties, especially like with children. It's so hard, but it's easy because kids they're already open to people. And if it's a parent, a kid gonna come to their parent anyway because they gonna beg for something all day. So when they come to you, just try and work them little small little conversations in there. Just try
Right.
and just drop a little nugget in their ear. They're gonna be like, well, why would you ask me that, or why would you tell me that? And then
Hmm.
you can have those conversations.
I know I
And then, go ahead.
nerves. I know I get on their nerves, but I told them one day you're gonna look back and you're gonna appreciate all of this. You're gonna appreciate it.
And me thinking about being a father, because I'm thinking about having a son.
Okay.
And like what I'm learning now is like I'm gonna have to teach this to my son. And I'm gonna have to sit down and let him know, like, look, this is the way you're supposed to treat a lady. This is
And
the
you
way
have
you have.
really young with them too. You really do because it starts real early.
Yeah,
Even
because kids.
friends and stuff and being bullied, you gotta
Yeah,
start early.
yes, because kids, they we don't even realize like what kids go through when they're not around us, when they're in school. We don't see what happens. It's the teachers that sees what happens, and that's if the teacher even sees it. So,
They don't say a word. They don't say nothing.
and a kid will be being bullied the entire day, and the teacher would not even notice it because kids are smart and they know how to do things in a way where a teacher wouldn't even notice that this kid is being bullied.
Right.
So with that, I know that when I made that decision to finally have a child, to have my own son, I'm gonna have to be very vigilant and just look, come here, let dad talk to you. I understand that you finna start your first day, but even before we even get to that first day of school, we gonna have talked so much that my son gonna be like, okay, dad, look, I got like 30 questions.
Right.
Well, let me see if I can answer 25 of the 30.
Yeah.
But you want to be able to have those talks with our children, man, like because we don't necessarily tell like kids they don't see a parent household where parents get along. Now a lot of kids are getting dropped off at Walmart. Mom dropping them off at daddy at Walmart. Or
Listen, I know of kids getting dropped off at the skate ring, right, by the parents. They go into the skate ring, Jared, and the car pull off. They go back out the skate ring, or they go into the skate ring and they change clothes. They put on some shorter clothes, a shorter shirt, whatever. Or they meet up there with boys. They all in corners, doing different stuff. Just different play, getting dropped off at the movies, and you think it's innocent, but it's not. Like, no.
because I can definitely tell you, I drop my baby brother off. I drop him off at the movies all the time. I be like, boy, you come to the boardwalk so much. You live at the boardwalk. What y'all doing at the boardwalk? Like, I be wanting to park my car sometime and just spy a little bit. But I also know that I talk to my brother a lot. So I'm trying to let him know, like, look, I need you to be able to trust me. If you need to talk to me, trust me enough to come and talk to me. And that's with any of my siblings because we have to be able to have these moments where I know I can't go to my mom. Let me go to my brother. Okay, Simone, I see we're raised to protect the stranger out in the world. However, the world has entered in itself into our homes through PlayStation, cell phones, iPads, and computers. Children have access. Ooh,
To the
yes.
world at their fingertips. Have conversations with your children starts when you place those above items in their possession, when you expose them to other children that they have been exposed to way more than your kids, yes, and have been exposed to. Parents' tactics have to be catered to this generation, not how we were raised, because those days are gone.
My
Have-
God, they are. Like, boy, you'll be surprised with, like, you would literally be surprised. When them kids on them video games or they on them tablets, they on them phones, they don't see us. They don't hear us. They not thinking about us. And that's why I say it's important that we be able to create those moments like, look, if you got to do this 3 days a week or four, I would say 4 days. Create at least 4 days a week. Have a moment where you just have an hour with your children and just talk to them about real life stuff and really just ask them questions and answer questions if they have questions because we have to be vigilant in just teaching our children like what is going on in the world, what is going on in the streets. That nigga that you saw down there at the corner store, he ain't always the safest person. Like we get that stuff in the mail about about rapists all the time and child molesters all the time, and these people live in our neighborhoods.
it.
And our children walk past them on their way to school.
Yep.
You stay down the street from the bus stop where your children are.
Right, and when it comes to rapists and molesters and all of that, most of the time it's somebody
Right.
somebody
And
with family, a friend, or whoever.
it's weird because now that we've moved into the era that we in, people and parents are not going to be able to properly communicate with their kid unless they got a phone or they got a tablet. And if I got to communicate with you through a phone or a tablet just to tell you to come and wash dishes
Not happening in here.
or to take out the trash, we going to take out all your devices. We going to We gonna unprogram you. You ain't gonna be able to play video games for at least 2 weeks. No phone for 2 weeks. That's my fact. Let's just take the whole electronic devices out the room. Let me give you a couple of books. Let's read.
Right. Write me a summary after you read.
Right. I need you to be able to let me know what did you learn from this because we don't see that anymore. Like if my mama would have the stuff that you talking about, if my mama would have did that stuff with us, we'd have been different people. But we are who we are. And I appreciate my mom for how she raised us because she taught us, she showed us what was real. We saw the real world living with my mom because we did not, what we saw in my household was what was going on in the streets, what was going on at the neighbor house down the street. Because when we go to school and we talk to our friends, yeah, man, that same thing happened to my mama last night.
Right.
Yeah, man, daddy, he got drunk and passed out last night again. Like, like kids, they gonna talk to their friends about what's going on at home before they talk to their parent or before they
That's it.
talk to the teacher.
I remember my son being in kindergarten, and some of the conversations that kindergartens were having about sex and all this stuff, and I'm like, what? Like, no. And then, like, I remember a situation with my son. My youngest son was in Head Start, and it was hot as heck outside, Jerry. And he wanted to wear a jacket. I'm like, no, it's it's hot. And he was like, I want to wear this jacket because boy at school be punching me in my stomach. And I'm like, I ain't heard nothing. Nobody ain't saying nothing. And so my son felt like he had to wear a jacket just so he won't get punched in the stomach, and I ain't heard nothing about it.
Mm.
Like, it's just, yeah. So it's like it's not only parents, but teachers and people out in the community. We all got to do our part to keep kids safe. And some people just at these jobs just for the check, and not necessarily because they.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and just put my my warning out there, people. When I have my child and I bring my child into your school, the way I drop my kid off is how I'm gonna expect my kid to look when my kid comes home. When you consider the time of the day, they spend 8 to 13 hours away due to school, after school programs, and extracurricular activities. That leaves you with four. I can't read it.
4 to 5 hours with your child before they go to sleep. If you don't work during the hours that they are home after school, now imagine the influence that the world has imparted into your kids opposed to the time you actually as a parent have invested. The world is winning when it comes to the hours. That's why the foundation has to start as tallest and create the bond before the world does.
That's it. That's it. Cause I'm letting y'all know now. When I bring my kid to school, the way he look when he get there, I'm gonna expect him to look like that when I pick him up. And we not even gonna leave the parking lot. We gonna sit right there in the parking lot. How was school? How was your day? What happened?
Yeah.
So we gonna, cause the way on my life gonna be set up, we gonna straighten shit out before we leave the school. We not gonna we not sending emails and we not doing phone calls. We need to have a conference right here, right now. What time you gotta be home? Well, you need to call them and let them know you're gonna be a little late.
Yeah.
Son said,
You're a car rider, not a bus rider.
right. I
Got
hope you got your car because you gonna be on. You gonna have to be on.
I know,
'Cause
right? I remember I
I'm gonna be
got a
that.
call saying that an accident happened. My daughter fell, and she wear glasses. My daughter fell on the ground, and so it like she literally still got the scar to this day. The glasses cut her eye.
Mm-hmm.
I had to leave work, and I'm like, I'm hoping she don't need stitches because it looked it pretty deep. And come to find out, they made it like she just fell and she fell on her glasses. Come to find out, somebody pushed her. Broke her eye, and she still has the scar. And as she getting older, because it happened in Head Start, she's in first grade now, but she still got that scar to today. And blood was all over her shirt, and it's like, when she see blood, she be kind of panicking. But the
Mm-hmm.
fact that somebody pushed the child, at first y'all told me she just fell on some glass. No, she got pushed, and it even the glass from the glasses or either the screw part, one or the other, put a cut. And luckily she didn't need stitches, but it was very painful for her, and it was swollen. And they literally had pictures coming up, so she had to take her school pictures with a band-aid on her eye because somebody pushed her.
And you know what? Why don't schools report stuff like that? Why do they not want to?
They keep it hush.
Because I promise they gonna read about me. They gonna think I lost my damn mind. I'm like, look, my son come home every week. My son come home. Somebody did something. Who paying attention? Do y'all need me to come in and install security cameras in the classroom? Because I'll be here every goddamn week. The way I'm setting my life up, and literally the way I am setting my life up, I'm gonna want to have my business already established, so I ain't gotta go to work. I can be at home and be waiting on the phone call.
You because you can up and get you fired.
Yeah, because I can come right on up. Like, look, I'll be there in 15 minutes, baby. My business is self-sustaining, so I'll be there in 10 minutes. And I will pull right up with my house shoes on and my robe. I'll come in there like that, Dad. And I'll give them a show. I'll give
Right.
them a show of all shows. But it will be understood.
We definitely have to be an advocate for our kids, because like if I wouldn't have asked her like what actually, I'm like, I always ask what happened, and her story didn't line up with what I was told. So then I took her to the school like, no, she didn't just fall on her glasses. Somebody actually pushed her. And why did they push her? Like people just pick on them. And even, oh boy, we ain't this totally off subject. We ain't gonna even really get into that. But I'm gonna say they at a school, mixed culture, and so you have others who, because of the way her hair looked and all this stuff, they be picking her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole nother situation. But even with that, we still have to be vigilant and just talk to our kids about other races and cultures of children, because then they got to worry about, well, why doesn't that person not like me? And it'll be, well, your hair's not like that.
Right, and that's why, like, and she knows, she said, I know that my hair is pretty, I know this and that, but it still made her feel some kind of way. It still hurt her feelings. So, of course, we do affirmations. We talk about you beautiful, you this, love your hair the way it is, all those different things. So she know those things, but when you consider, kids easily call everybody their friends, but when it coming from somebody that you call a friend, then of course that can make you feel some kind of way. And I'm like, everybody ain't your friend. You might not even see these people next year. You might not even continue to be friends with these people because they think just because you play together, that's your friend. No, friendship is way more than that. And if every culture not having that conversation about how every people are different, and that just because they different doesn't mean there's something wrong with them, then we're gonna continue to have that. Like first graders shouldn't be doing it.
No. Like, it's weird, like when I would see videos on YouTube of little kids, like toddlers. You saw one of the videos. It was two toddlers, a black toddler and a white toddler, and they ran up on each other and they gave each other a hug. And these kids didn't even know each other. But it's the way of how the world is. Like, little kids, they're innocent people. They're gonna draw to who they draw to. And with kids, they don't even understand. This person that you in the fifth grade with, by the time y'all in the 12th grade, y'all ain't gonna like each other by then. Life gonna have to been changed so many times that y'all ain't gonna like each other. Y'all not gonna want to deal with each other. Y'all gonna be competing in jobs against one another. And you have to again have to be vigilant and just teaching them as they grow. They're going to continue to bring those questions to you. As they grow, they're going to continue to want to know, well, why is it like this, or why does they act like that, or why do they see us like this?
Right.
And even because of the topic that we're discussing, just even with teen dating violence, if your 13-year-old daughter or your 13-year-old son come home and say, man, my girlfriend punched me, what are you supposed to say to that? Like, how do you supposed to understand like love doesn't hurt?
Right. That's right.
And how do you try and
Gotta be
protect?
conversations. But if
Yeah,
they see, let's say they at home and they see you get punched.
they're gonna be like, that's okay. They're gonna feel like that's okay because my mom, she took it, or my dad, he took it. They didn't cry. They
Right.
didn't. He just walked off.
But
But
then I also know of people I have, serviced or helped. I know of
Mhm.
situations where the child literally just stopped respecting the mom because the mom shouldn't have been letting it happen to her and continue to stay. Or, they just don't have respect because the man did something, then they let him come back. It's just a bunch of different, it's so much to it. It'll be all
Yeah.
night. Yeah.
And it's because we get desensitized to violence.
Right.
Kids are already being desensitized to violence because of video games, because we see shootings every day, because we see kids fighting at school. Like we're getting desensitized to violence to the point where they feel like, oh, it's okay for her to slap me. No, that's not okay for her to slap you. It's not.
Right.
It's not okay for you to pull her hair because you like her.
And see, and that was the thing I know when we was growing up, they said if a boy hit you or did this, oh, he did that because he like you.
Right.
Yeah.
No, don't put your hands on me to tell me that you like me.
Right.
That's the type of stuff that could have got you popped. Like, nah, nah, don't. Like, I like words because I'm good with my words. So if you like me, just say, hey, I like you.
Right. That's
Like, y'all remember them little paper notes? Y'all remember the paper notes in school that we used to make the little notes, and we'll pass it around like, hey, pass that to Josh. And by the time we done got the lunch, the note then got passed around, and you got your comment back on the note, and then y'all just go on, and then hey, in the next 2 days you might get a note back, and then y'all just conversating from there. Those days are gone.
right. That's it. And I
Those
think
are
I didn't even
gone.
have a cell phone in school. I didn't get my first cell phone till I graduated high school. These kids have phone as early as elementary. They let some of these people, and you parent how you want to in y'all household.
Right.
Not saying now mine's are not gonna be on Instagram at a young age and all these different things where they are exposed to predators and all this pornography and all these different things like no, I got parental controls on my kids' stuff. I can lock their phone from my phone when I get ready to. I can block stuff. I can do all kind of things, and
Yes.
I can unlock it at certain times. I can set a time on it, how long they on everything. Like we gotta get more involved and put our foot down and don't let them run over us. To protect them from this world.
Yes, because it's important. It's important that we remain vigilant. And like I can only imagine how I'm gonna be when I become a dad. Like, cause it's more than just dressing alike, people. It's more than just dressing alike.
Have them
And
say things and all these different things. It's way more to it. It's not about just buying them things. Like they need actual affection. You need to speak their love language. You need to do all these different things. Like
and it's important. Like I didn't realize how it is now. Like I watch my brothers and my sisters how they are with their kids and how they interact with their kids, and they're amazing because they can literally pick it out. They can pick out which person called their name. They can pick out like they can literally absorb their kid, and I'm like, oh my god. But at the same time, I also see how they set their boundaries with their kids and how they when their kid needs to talk to them, they can come and talk to them. My sister and her baby Gabrielle, shout out to Raven and my niece Gabrielle. They Gabrielle, she's so open and she's so smart and she's so polite and she's so kind that she can go to her mom and be like, Mama, and just ask her mom anything. And my sister, she'll try and answer that question as best as she can for her because now she's 6 and
right,
she's open like kids. I did not realize like being around like kids, they are so open to wanting to learn and know stuff.
That's how mine is. They ask me some questions and I be like, they really just asked me that, but we had that conversation. Like they'll come tell me anything that's going on with their body, they whatever, like but you know, the older two are a little different. They try to hide from different stuff, but the two twins, the 7 year olds, they gonna tell them, they gonna do anything, they gonna talk about anything, they gonna do whatever. And that's what I try, you know, I do my best to have it open. We have moments where we sit down and I'm like, if you feel any kind of way about me or if there's anything that's bothering you that I do, you know, tell me. So she said, one of them said, like, you get on my nerves sometimes. And she said, and I said, why? It was like, because you'll tell me to do one thing and then gonna tell me to do something else, and I ain't even finished the first thing yet. And it just, but
Uh,
yeah,
but it's I didn't realize until just watching my siblings with their kids. I started thinking about having kids, watching how my siblings interact with their children. And now that I'm getting older, it's the best job that you can have on the planet to be a parent, but it's the hardest job that you have on the planet to be a parent
yeah,
because you got to give them all of the love and all of the energy and all of the attention and all of what they need to grow and thrive and survive. And then you got to worry about when they walk out that door, what's going to happen when they go into them classrooms, what happened on those field trips. Even once they get older and now high school, and then they may think about going to college and like, I got to send my kid out into this world. Damn, I need to get a sword and a shield and come up there and just be a fly on the wall. Like, it's absolutely crazy. But at the end of the day, the reward comes from knowing that when you sit down and you talk to your children, when you talk to them, get to know these people because they're just little people.
right.
They're just little people and they're going to grow into big people like us. So I say all that to say this: if we are not vigilant and careful about just talking to our children, getting to know them, getting to know what makes them mad, what makes them sad, what makes them happy, the things that interest them, you never know the type of person that you have living under your roof.
Right. Because if you're not doing it, there's gonna be somebody who's gonna fill that void, and that void can be filled by a predator who's going to do everything in their power to fill that void and easily groom them into doing things they shouldn't be doing.
That's it. That's it. I want to play this game with you before we go because I know I play it with my guests and I know it's kind of off the topic for what we're doing tonight, but I do want to play candy or corn with you before we go, just so we can lighten up the mood.
Okay, can we I want to tell them what a healthy relationship looks like,
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Let's go
um,
into it.
and if it's abusive and different things that they can do to document it so that they can report it and where
Yes,
they can.
and give people your handle so people can contact you.
Okay. So, a healthy relationship means both you and your partner, or any relationship, it could be friendship, it could be with your parents, whoever, different things, but a healthy relationship involves communicating. Communicating is very, very important. Respect,
Hmm.
trust,
Yes, yes,
honesty,
yes,
equal.
yes. I love that.
Okay, I can do this, but you can't do that. No, it don't work like that. Enjoy
No,
little time away from each other. Like, not always trying to keep you up under them and only for them, not isolating you from your friends, your family, whoever.
yes,
Making mutual choices. It ain't just, you ain't gonna say, oh, I'm gonna force you into having sex with me, or if you love me, you'll have sex with me. No, you know. It's all about setting boundaries and consent.
hmm
And then when it comes to economic and financial, That's more so, of course, for young adults. But um, I was in a situation where my money was took when I got paid as a young adult. He felt like he had control, over my money, and no, you did not. Or try to take, and give me what you want me to have for my hard-earned work. No.
Mm.
So just know that everybody deserves to be in a healthy, loving relationship.
Yes. You know what, JD, girl? Because we've been knowing each other for a long time. If you would have told me about this stuff, girl, you know how crazy I would have went?
Stuff was happening in the gray or white apartments when I was working at Target.
Yeah. Baby, see, that was God. Because, baby, I've probably been in jail right now.
I'm talking about a stalker and everything.
I would have been in jail because I'm one of those people. I'm gonna start doing my own research. I'm gonna start watching. I'm gonna you watching me. I'm gonna watch you too. You listening to me. I'm gonna listen to you too. What you eat,
Right.
I'm gonna eat what you eat.
Now this right here though, y'all, this is very serious. Y'all please this is not only for the teens and young adults, this is stuff we can use as well.
Yes.
Abuse is in your relationship. When your partner is communicating in a hurtful or threatening way. Next, they mistreating you. Like I said, when a person shows you who they are, believe them. But sometimes um, we stay longer than we're supposed to. Please be non-judgmental of that when a person comes to you and tell you that they are in something like that. It
Mm,
takes a person average of 7 times before they leave, and sometimes it's less, but sometimes it's more. It just depends on the situation and how deep you're into it, and if you believe that there's greater or not greater outside this situation, or if you even know where you can go to get help, or if you just have a good support system. So another one is accusing the other of cheating when it's not true. A lot of
mm,
times when they accuse you of cheating, they cheat. They cheat. Denying their actions are abusive. Well, if you would have did this, I wouldn't have slapped you. No, that's
mm-mm.
it. It's good. If you would have did what I told you to do, then we wouldn't. I wouldn't have punched you in your mouth. Y'all run, not literally run, but these things are happening. Please reach out to somebody and get a safety plan in place to get out safely. I can help you with that. Reach
Mhm.
out. Control. I had somebody tell me you need to be in about a certain time. You can't wear this. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't have male friends. You can't. And that whole
Mm-mm.
time, all that stuff, y'all. Isolating their partners from others. Now, when they start to isolate you, and that removes people from around you. That makes you feel like you ain't got nobody but them. That makes you feel like you ain't got no support. And that if it is something going on and you ain't talked to these people forever, and you might feel like, oh, I haven't talked to them in a while, so I can't call them now because I ain't talked to them. And I
Mm.
know this all I got or all I got because women are abusive too. Then you're gonna stay in that situation longer, especially if you don't have your own finances, your own car, your own house. Y'all sharing this, or you relying on that person for, the bills to get paid, for food, or whatever it is, that can make them stay in a situation that they're supposed to.
Yes.
So, set boundaries and don't feel bad about it. Your boundaries are what makes you feel secure. Set them and don't feel bad. If you say, hey, I don't want you texting me every hour, stand on it. Like, people think it's cute because you
Yeah.
always always calling, you always checking up on them. Especially girls, young girls, you think it's cute
Yeah.
or you think you really care, but in the whole time, no, that's not what it.
Yeah. See, I don't mean to cut you off, but I just gotta get in on that. The person that I am now, Don't tell me what to do, because if you tell me what to do, I'm gonna do the total opposite. And not only am I gonna do the total opposite, I'm gonna piss you off to the point you're gonna be like, really? Like, yeah. And I'm gonna do it again tomorrow. Don't tell me not to go out, because I'm gonna go out every time. You don't live with me. How, like, people who hide behind their cell phones, and I'm talking to people who hide behind their cell phones. People who hide behind their cell phones in relationships, those are some of the weakest people, because they feel like, oh, I can control you through a cell phone.
And they
Yeah.
do it. And they have that much power and control over people that they're able to do it digitally on social media, through text, through phone calls, all these different ways. People have gained that much power and control over a person that they are able to continue to do that.
No. And so the person that I am, like, I just had this conversation with one of my friends, and I told her, I was like, look, I don't even like people. I love people, but I don't like people because I don't call you. I don't come by people's houses. I stay to myself and I mind my business, because I know as people how we are and how we think. So it's like a catch-22 when you're dealing in relationships with people, because when you're getting to know a person, or if you're in a relationship with someone that you've known for an extended period of time, and I'm talking about 10 years plus, y'all. When you're in these type of relationships with these people, you don't know how these people have changed. You don't know those people when you get out of the relationship with that person and y'all don't see each other for extended periods of time, and then y'all come back together. You don't know how those people have changed. So you have to be open minded to, okay, this person has really changed. Maybe I'm not the person for them anymore. Maybe I shouldn't be contacting these people anymore. And really, and not being a person of, I feel bad because I don't want to be in contact, but just being able to understand, like, that person really has changed. They changed their life. They changed who they are. They're not willing to bend anymore. They're gonna be who they're gonna be. And when you are able to allow people to be who they are, that's in relationships, that's in friendships, and having boundaries, and actually having conversations with your friends or with your partner when you have problems in your relationships. When you are able to have those type of boundaries and have those conversations, you don't know how you're keeping things from falling apart, because today y'all can be just arguing of, well, look, you shouldn't have parked right there, you could have parked right there. Just a small argument like that. Once you get home, like, look, you, like, I know you said that you wanted to park right there, but you could have parked right there, and then they'll be able to tell you, no, I parked right here because you saw what happened when we walked down there. Really, communication is so important. It's very important. It's probably the most important thing you can ever have in relationships, in friendships, in parenting. You got to be willing to hear people out, meet them halfway, and see their point of view.
That's it.
So, Jidejrdra, can we change the vibe a little bit?
Yes, yeah. So like he said, set boundaries. Um, Consent is very important. Consent is an ongoing mutual agreement between two people about what they want to experience.
Definitely. Okay.
You know?
So, I love what we're doing tonight, but I want to change the vibe a little bit so we can play candy or corn.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you about a candy, and you can either say candy if you'll eat the candy, or corn if you will not eat the candy. So, if you are ready, we're going to get into the first candy. The first candy is Gobstopper.
Candy.
Okay. The second candy is 100 grand.
Candy.
The third candy is candy corn.
Candy.
Okay, you like it. Okay, the next candy is Rolos.
Those the little balls that have the different colors. No,
No,
that's the chocolate. That's the
the
chocolate.
chocolate caramel in the center. Okay, Heath Bar.
Say that again.
Heath Bar.
I don't know what that is.
It's English toffee covered in chocolate.
You said heat bar.
Yeah.
I eat toffee, so I guess we're gonna say candy.
Okay. Mike and Ike's.
Oh, candy.
Okay. Mounds.
Candy. Sticky but candy.
Okay. Almond Joy.
That's the one with the coconut.
Yes. And the peanuts.
Corn.
Okay. Chunky.
What's that?
I'm gonna send it to you. I knew someone told me what I needed to do for this. I'm gonna send you the picture. I'm gonna upload it right now to your inbox so you can see it.
I
Because
have pulled up too, so I'll see it.
okay, yeah, the chocolate and raisins and peanut. I didn't know what this was until I saw it today, and I was like, that's what that is. Um,
Let me see that I'll see it.
okay.
You
Um,
said right? You said chocolate,
yeah.
raisins, and what else?
Peanuts. It's chocolate, raisins, and peanuts.
It sounds good, so we're gonna say candy.
Okay, I'm gonna probably get into that and check that out myself too, because I don't know. And
Like
the
it's about like trail mix. We eat chocolate, raisins, and all that stuff together. So yeah,
okay, so it puts you in the mind of trip. Okay, I can see that now.
yeah.
Okay. And the final candy is Swedish Fish.
It depends on the flavor. We're gonna say candy.
All right, all right. So I want to thank you for coming through tonight,
Thank you.
and I love this conversation tonight, and I cannot wait to for part two of this conversation tomorrow. And we will definitely be getting together once we're done with the show to talk more about it. But I definitely want to thank you tonight for coming through. Let
Well,
people know, let people know where they can follow you and give them your handles.
okay. So you can follow me at Raise Your Voice with Jadidra Janae on Facebook and Instagram. You can also follow me at Jadidra Janae on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Everything I do intertwines with each other. So
Mhm.
when it comes to me making crafts and different things, it's gonna be dealing with what I do. I'm a life coach. I'm a mentor. I'm a survivor. Um, I'm an advocate, a real strong advocate for domestic violence and sexual abuse because I went through it, and I want to help teens and young adults, especially, um, with it because I didn't start dealing with my issues until I became an adult.
Mhm.
You know, so I definitely get it. I definitely understand why people are silent, why people don't discuss these things. So I want to be that voice for those people who are silent and give voice to those people. Also, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. If you don't reach out to me, if you know, whether you're an adult or a child or whoever, you feel okay to reach out to me. But if you're not okay reaching out to me, I'm gonna give y'all a number and a text that they can text to, that teens can text to. So the teens can call 1-866-331-9474. This is love and respect. And 24/7 confidential. If the teens don't call this number, they can text somebody,
Mhm.
and they will text love, LOVE So love is to 22522.
Yes.
Or they can go to lovewithrespect.org and they can do a live chat with somebody. So
Yes.
it's different ways to get what you need. And depending on what area is, because I know everybody on here probably is not in Louisiana or
Mhm.
whatever, call that number. They will direct you to the nearest agency that's in your area. So don't feel like just because we are in Shreveport, Louisiana, that you can't call that number. But I'm willing to, like I said, you can reach out to me anytime of the day or night. And if I know something, any resources or just anything, I'm willing to help you locate that information for your teams or for yourself because everybody don't know where to go. Hell, I didn't know where to go until I found myself in a situation that, early, I mean, as I became an adult for something that happened when I was a child. So, I want to be able to provide those resources. I want to be able to be that voice. I want to give voice, and I want to help in any way I can. Um, Reach out. You need
Yeah.
me.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming through.
You're welcome. I'm going to post some tips for parents and just different people in the community that
Mhm.
y'all can use when it comes to a teen coming to you and telling you that they are in these situations and things that you can do.
Yes, and tag me in a post, and I'll add it to my Facebook page where people can see it, and I'll start sharing it too.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in the comments of this post.
Yes.
And then I'll put it in the Raise Your Voice group, and I'll put it on the Raise Your Voice page as well.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. I enjoyed you. I always enjoy conversating with you because we
Enjoy,
work.
bro. Yeah.
Yes. So you have been a very good and dear friend to me. I appreciate you coming through tonight because this was a very important topic, and I enjoyed you. We're going to talk more about the show for tomorrow because I will be a guest on your show tomorrow, and I'm so excited about that.
Gonna be in Raise Your Voice private group. I'm gonna upload the link and hopefully it worked because I was trying to share the link with someone and it said that it expired in 0 seconds and I'm like, that don't make sense. So I'm gonna try my best to get it uploaded. It's a safe space. We do not allow any disrespect. You will be blocked and kicked out immediately. So please don't come if you're not coming to learn and get some information. You may even be we have victims and survivors, not victims. I'm sorry, we got no victims. We got survivors and victors and warriors and just people who support the movement when it comes to domestic violence and sexual abuse. So we ask that you be very respectful, non-judgmental. If you're going to be in the group, please come to learn or please come to share any tips of ways that you overcame abuse or sexual abuse. Or you may just be looking for ways to overcome something that you went through as a child or even maybe experiencing now. And just come over and please join this safe space and tune in to our live tomorrow night at 7.
Yes. Thank you so much, darling. I appreciate you so much. And once I'm done with the show, I'm gonna give you a shout and we're gonna just get everything set.
Okay.
So I'll be catching up with you in a bit.
All right. Thank
All
y'all
right.
for tuning in.
Yes, thank everybody so much for tuning in tonight.
You gonna
I'll
play
talk to
your music
you.
so we
Yeah, I'm
can.
gonna play the music again. I got you. I
Okay.
got you. So before I go, you guys, I definitely want to encourage you guys to shop at sausysoniaspices.com and use my coupon code GoodEatsJerry to receive 5% off your purchases. Encourage you guys to check out my books, the Coming Full Circle series. I have one of my royal readers on tonight, so thank you for being in tonight. Check out Coming Full Circle 2 Marriage, Money, and Mayhem. Check.
Let me show y'all. Well,
Yes.
so it's a little far away, but yeah,
You can pull
yeah.
your books. Pull your books if you got it. Show the people. Y'all can check
Uh,
out my book of poetry, The Confessions of a Conceited Drama King, and my other book of poetry, Catching Up with Me, all available at Amazon.com. Just type search Jarius Jrays Dion Deyon at Amazon.com. And thank y'all so much for just supporting what I do. You guys check out my TikTok at DJarius Dion and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go for it, darling. I see you. Yes. Yes. Thank
yeah.
you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really
Well,
appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm so, like I said, we've been knowing each other for a while, and I'm so proud to know you, and just to see the glow up. Keep doing it. It's
Thank
so
you.
inspiring.
Thank you. Because people don't know my story. They only see the glory, but they do not know my story. And I'm looking forward to doing your show tomorrow because I will be sharing my story. So
Yes,
they'll get to see and understand the face behind a little tea time and behind this brand. So I definitely look forward to it. Remember, you guys, the quote of the week Rumors can make you hate innocent people and love hypocrites. So watch out. And as I always say after every single show, remember to be great on purpose and not by accident. The future is now. Thank you again to my host, Mr. Jidejrdra Williams, tonight. And got a shout out to all the viewers. Shout out to all the viewers. I am Moriarty Fly, Miss Yazzie Brown, Miss Keita Love, Miss Simone Stewart, Miss Tasha Grant. Hey, cuz. I see you. Thank y'all. Thank everybody who tuned in tonight. Thank y'all for your comments in the conversation tonight. This is a very great show, a very important and needed show. And I definitely enjoyed this tonight. So I got to definitely just shout out all of my viewers on both Facebook and Instagram. If y'all are just tuning in, welcome. But you're just now missing the show, so we're wrapping it up. But until tomorrow, with me as Mr. Jidejrdra Williams guest, I am Jarek, aka Charles D, your favorite author's favorite published author. And I will see y'all later with another episode of A Little Tea Time. Y'all take care and have a good one.
Welcome to a little tea time.
Y'all ready?
Welcome to a little tea time.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to a little tea time.
Who listen?
Welcome to a little tea time.
All right.
Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little tea time. Welcome to a little tea time.
Hey, Mom. I love you. Good night. All right. I'm going to talk to you in a bit, honey. I'm going to hit you up.
Okay.